morning, Andrea. Hi. I don't know why I just made that face. I made you a video because I had too many things to say about everything. So here are some varnishing and painting discussions. Okay, here we go. The first one, this is everybody's bread and butter. This is the Minwax water-based polyacrylic. I always like clear gloss. Let's see, this one you can paint on, and you can also pour it on and then like let it level, but I wouldn't go too thick if you pour it on. I think I've used this one the most when I haven't used a spray. Let's see, let me grab one of those. Hang on one second. This is an ugly painting. I should have grabbed this one first. All my other ones are out. Let's see. Sorry, I'm making you this video before work because I didn't want to wait another day in case you wanted to go shopping before you were ready to varnish. So, blah de blah blah. I can't get it out of its protective sleeve. Okay, sorry about that. So, this is one that I poured the varnish on. You see how nice, beautiful that shine is? It was really, really pretty. This is one of my favorite coverages. And also you can feel it, it's thicker than a spray, like you can feel it makes a complete coverage, and I don't feel any of the paint underneath, I just feel that coverage. So that one's really nice and it's easy to work with. The only problem would be if you had a large canvas, you want to, especially even if you're pouring paint on it, but you would have to brace the back because it will get heavy if you leave a big puddle here and it will sag. That's the only thing. But unless you're working with a giant canvas, you don't have to worry about that. It comes in a spray, which I have not used yet, but spray is kind of like really easy to use. You just, I think, need more layers. So you might want to try that one. I got mine at Walmart where it was cheaper, but it's still kind of pricey. Let's see, for this one, this is only one layer, by the way. I just did one and it was perfect. I already forgot what I was going to tell you first, which is for the varnish videos that I've watched, whenever varnishing goes wrong, you're supposed to be able to fix it. So far I have not, but what they all recommend is putting one layer of fluid medium down on the painting first, because that way, even if you have to use a harsh varnish stripper, you get down to the gloss layer before, or you can use matte, but you get down to the medium layer before you get down to the paint layer. And it's just like anything, it's like clear acrylic paint basically. So this you can just brush on and you only have to wait for it to dry. You don't have to let it cure for like 3 to 5 days. The only reason you have to do that with pours is because they are so thick. So I would recommend laying this down first and then varnishing. Let's see, for my go-to spray varnish, I'm actually almost out of it. This is what I have used. Rust-Oleum American Accent, 2x Ultra Cover Clear Gloss, blah de blah blah. And I haven't used this in a little while with canvases, but I used it a lot in the beginning with canvas boards. Oh, that's too shiny. And I really did like this effect. I might have put 2 coats on this. I don't know, I can't even get you to tell the effect. It's too bright in the sun. Yeah, see, okay, there you go. See, so it does have that, but it it is definitely just a little bit thinner, but it actually, this one came out really good. And part of the difference on this one was I think I also used glossy paint, which already seals itself pretty nicely as well. But I used it on these two little canvas boards. Similar effect. I really liked it. And these I think got maybe 3 really thin coats. It dries really quick. I would recommend that, you know, for these. That's a good thing for canvas boards. So then comes my 2 favorites, but that I'm still practicing with. And if you use either of these, definitely I would use on practice canvases first. So my favorite that I like so far for the spray is Triple Thick Glaze by Rust-Oleum. And I'm not sure it's even necessarily for canvas, but I love it because it does a clear coating like the poured on min wax, but you really only need to spray it on once for that. The problem is I tried it in the summer and it set up so quickly that I started from the top, and I'm not good at spraying, I'm still practicing, but I tend to get like a heavy hand at some point. And so as I was starting from the top, it was starting to dry, and then it started to drip towards the bottom. And before I could tilt the drips off, it had already dried, that little line right there. But this like this awesome mirror finish, and it's like, it's as thick as the poured on min wax. So if I could not be stupid and not use it in the summer, I think this might even be my ultimate go-to on this one. And I actually love this. This is a ring pour, and I hated it at first, but now I love it, so I'm bummed about that. But I'm also afraid to try removing the varnish. Let's see, and then the second one is a poured on clear pouring top coat. This is like, you know, Hobby Lobby, Deco Art or whatever. And I poured that on this little one. Always follow the instructions, not that you weren't going to, but I did it on this little one, minus that mark where my canvas got a divot because it was against something. And this is just one coat of this, and it gives a really nice shine as well. Let me feel it for a second. Oh yeah, this is even better. I'd say it's comparable to the min wax, maybe slightly better, but for just one coat on each of them, it's tough to say. Oh, I don't know. But this is a good example of why you want to make sure you tape the undersides of your canvas before you do it, because can you see those clear drips right there? I had it on a rack, like a cookie rack, and it dripped down and then glued to that, and now I have to kind of find a way to sand those off, except that I feel like this stuff is still like gummy because it was so thick. I might have put it on too thick. And so like you can't really sand when it's gummy. This is really frustrating. So I haven't decided what to do about that yet. And so let's see, almost done. This is for ring pours, for pouring medium. This is what I recommend for ring pours. It's more expensive than Floetrol, but it doesn't make cells on its own. And so like Floetrol will make cells just on its own, but Deco Art doesn't do that. So if you use no silicone in your pours, you use the Deco Art with the paint and then maybe a little bit of water to thin it out. I've been much happier with ring pours where I didn't want cells. However, I really like that painting that is the ring pours with the cells. So it's really like what you're going for. This wasn't the ring pour I did, but this is what it looks like with no silicone and no Floetrol, just that stuff, and I really liked it. And then lastly, this is what I'm using for my white these days, and I highly recommend it. It is Artist Loft, which is Michael's brand stuff, the Flow acrylic, and it comes in this nice big white jug. Oh, look at my thing there. Ooh. Okay. And it's really cheap, and the consistency is awesome. Like it is thick, so you're gonna have to use medium with it. I wouldn't pour it out in the paint, but I'm happiest with this white paint versus any other white paint I've used so far, and I've tried many. So I highly recommend this. I got it in the black also because I use it for my base a lot. And I forgot to say, for the Deco Art pouring medium, maybe get a small one if you want to try it, but if you definitely like it, like I used mine up already, there's a gallon size at Hobby Lobby, and it is way cheaper than anything else by far. So I think it's $20 for that, and you can't use the coupon on it, but like the Amazon prices and the Michaels prices are just way more expensive. So that is that. I hope this is helpful, and I gotta get to work, and I will talk to you soon. I love you. Bye.